I'm not really a gift giver, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not really good at gift giving. So um if you guys have any like things on your mind that you think that would be good to give to your mom or something like that, or just to be gifted to somebody, put it down in the comments. Let me know in the comments what's a good gift to give to your mom, or like, just somebody you care for, your caregiver and stuff like that. So with that being said, let's get into it. I wanted to do an update video, but in all reality, honestly, like, um, it's not really much to give up update about. Like I said, I had surgery. It was very, very intense, I can say, but the recovery process was not as bad as I thought. Not even the surgery. The surgery was not even as bad as I thought. So I guess I could give you an update on that. Um, Surgery was not that bad. Surgery took about what, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It didn't take that long because I remember, like, I don't know, I'm really good with time, and I'm really good when I see something that like I really, really like or whatever. Like I said, like the time, and if I like something, I'll remember it. So when I went in for the surgery, so I had to go in last Tuesday at 9:45. I got there at 9:45. Um I ended up, changing into my gown. They took all my clothes and stuff like that. They had me just wait and chill and wait around for the surgeon to be ready because, it was a 1 day procedure. So I was basically going home that same day of the surgery. So it was a bunch of people in the waiting room. I want to say it was at least 30 people in the waiting room. So with those 30 people, they're all having some type of surgery that they're going to be released later on that day. So I didn't know how it was going to end up going. So with me, coming in at 9:45, they actually called me right away. They called me at like 9:50, and they put me to the back. But when I sat in the back, and they were doing all my vitals, and taking my blood pressure and just making sure everything was good, it took and even putting the IV in my arm for the anesthesia. I'm gonna get into that. For the anesthesia and stuff like that, all of that took roughly about like 3 hours. So I sat in the back from 10 o'clock to 1:20. So when I got um to the point where they were putting the anesthesia in my arm, like the needle in my arm and stuff like that, at that point I was just like, okay, maybe I'm close. Maybe I'm real close to, getting this done. It was 1:20 when they took my phone, because I had my phone the whole entire time. So it was about 1:20 when they took my phone, and they were like, yeah, we're taking you downstairs or whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. They took me downstairs. You know how anesthesia goes. I want to give a shout out to the anesthesiologist though. Like the anesthesiologist at Waters Place, like, oh my god, he's like freaking amazing. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever had surgery. If you have, prayers to you. You're strong as hell, because damn. Um but when you get anything, like when you get any local anesthesia or just being put to sleep in general, I don't know if it's just me, but have you ever felt like they'll put the medicine in your arm and go through your veins and you feel it, like you taste it, like a metal taste, like a nickel taste? I hate that taste. I was just like, oh my God. And I told the anesthesiologist that. I was like, I don't want to taste that. Like, I hope you know what you're doing and stuff like that. He's like, yeah, yeah, I got this. Don't worry. It'll make you feel comfortable. When I tell you, like, he put the needle in my arm. Like, I'm not afraid of needles. So he put the needle in my arm and stuff like that. And it was go time from there. He took me upstairs. Well, downstairs. I apologize. He took me downstairs. It was like so many operating rooms. I was like scared as hell. I was like, oh my God. Like, I've seen Grey's Anatomy. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen, um, hospital shows, and how it's just a whole bunch of operating rooms, and people run out the operating room basically calling the time of death. Thank God was on my side, because I was scared as hell. But as soon as I get in there, I just see them all prepped. I see everybody there. He lets me know that um everything should be okay. Um I'm gonna be fine. And the whole entire time I'm just praying to God, like, I'm just putting my plans in God's hands, because at this point, like, I don't know what's gonna happen next. I lay on the bed. Well, I lay on the part where they're gonna do the surgery at, and they let me know, like, listen, you're gonna start feeling sleepy in a little bit. I'm like, oh, okay. and I knocked. When I woke up and started crying, and the nurse was like, "Are you in pain?" I said, "No, I'm thankful to be alive." Like, because you know, things happen during anesthesia. You know, things happen when anything is possible. You know, anything is possible. I've been putting it off for so long. I had to just get it together. So um I eventually got it done. Like I said, recovery, it's been 6 days now that I've been in recovery. So I'm not using the cane. I can bear weight on my leg. I'm walking around more. I'm able to shower, you know, things like that. I haven't been outside since last Tuesday, but I'm not really in a rush to be out there. There's really not much to do. And I heard it's been cold. So why would I want to go out there and be cold? I'm not doing that. So I get out of surgery. Uh, I wake up, I start crying. She gives me a little bit more pain medicine. She gives me some graham crackers and apple juice, and she calls my escort to come in and come get me. She lets me know what I have to do as far as like taking care of it, how to keep it dry, you know, if anything happens and stuff like that. So it was good. Like the recovery process has been good so far, you know, and I'm just grateful. I find out on Friday what's going on with physical therapy and stuff like that. I get my stitches taken out on Friday as well. I only have 2 stitches in my leg. It felt like 30 when I first came home on Tuesday. It felt like I had like 30 stitches in my leg, and when my mom unwrapped it the other day so I could shower, it was only two, and they were like this big. So I'm like, oh. I think at this point, the most that you would have to worry about is really just like being mobile. You know, at this point, like if you're just one of those people who are constantly on the move, I think that will mess with you mentally, because that's just how I am. Like even if I'm like home and I don't have anything to do, I'm still mobile around my house. I'm still cleaning, I'm still cooking, I'm still doing stuff. For the last week I've been eating out. I'm tired of that. I cannot eat out anymore. So with me being able to bear weight on my legs now, I'm cooking tonight. I'm making chicken parm. I'm not doing this again. Like we cannot I cannot order out again. Like I'm sick of it. So I'm just grateful that everything had just went by the way that it went by, you know, like I said, for anybody who's had surgery in the past, prayers out to you. It was a few people who actually hit me up and was like, "Oh, I had this in my knee. I had that in my knee. I've had surgery on my knee before." And everybody was telling me their personal experiences, you know, as far as like how painful it was for them. You know, some people said the recovery was painful for them, and other people said that the rehab is painful for them. You know, so it all depends on the person necessarily. Me personally, I'm very strong. I think this situation right here pretty much proved how strong I am, because honestly, I feel like if I can give birth to a child, I can do anything. So yeah, it was hard. It was a hard situation to go through, but mentally it did not mess me up like I thought it would. Like I thought I was gonna be depressed, and you know, because I was stuck in the house. No, I was none of that. I was actually very, very comfortable, like being home. I was uncomfortable sleeping. Like that was another thing. I didn't really have that much pain. I wasn't in that much pain. Maybe the second day I had pain, like when I guess all the anesthesia had wore off, and you know I didn't have any pain medicines in my body yet. The second day was kind of rough, but the days after that, like I've been fine. I haven't been in pain. I'm just uncomfortable sleeping. I've been sleeping on my couch, so today's the first day where I'll be sleeping in my bed tonight. So I just thank God for that too, because I feel more comfortable sleeping on my bed now. Like, you know, I've gotten a routine when it comes to my leg and stuff like that. I was keeping it straight for some time. Like I thought I had to keep it like straight and narrow. No, yeah, I'm able to bend it just a tad bit. So I just can't bend it all the way, of course, because I have stitches in my knee. So I just wanted to get all of this done before my 30th birthday, because I just feel like I shouldn't be going into a new decade of my life with same old problems from the past. You know, it's like me every year I turn a new year. Like when I turned 29 last year, I didn't want to come into my 29th birthday with old baggage, old work, old stuff. Like I didn't want to do that. So I had to end a lot of things before my 29th birthday. And that's how I felt about my 30th. I just feel like I don't want to take anything from my 20s or that anything that hindered me in my 20s into my 30s. Because then I feel like that story is going to be just the same as my 20s, just a different year. I don't want to do that. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get this knee surgery, and the most it can do for me, it can help me. You know what I mean? So that's where I was at with it. Like it just helped. It's helping. I'm hoping that it's going to continue to help me. Got to keep putting things in God's hands because if I don't, then what? You know, like God's plan is bigger than mine. So I just have to trust Him at each and every time. And so anytime that you're feeling like things are not going right for you is because God is making sure that what He's about to give you, you deserve it. You're ready for it. You just have to keep putting your best self forward. Always think in your mind like the positive things that's gonna happen, because if you keep thinking about the negatives, then the negatives will happen. So this is why I say like just stay positive, stay true to yourself, and everything else after that is gonna come into play. You know, So just think of that. That's the food for thought. Just stay focused on what's important. Don't think of the negative, because if you think of negatives, then the negatives is gonna happen.